morning, good afternoon and good evening. It's Lee from Magnetic North Adventures. Hope you're all doing well. To my subscribers, new, old, those people just visiting, you're all very welcome. Today I've got something very special on, part of the Roman Walk series, and I'm going to be out with Damien, and we're going to go and visit a site known as Caesar's Camp, Skulls Coppice, near Rotherham in Yorkshire, England. Got a bit of a on-off day today. There's a few rain showers due, lots of woodland, so not the sort of place I can do a live like a signal, but I'll give you a walk round. I've never been here before, but I can tell you what I know about the site, what's said about the site, and we can go from there. So we've got Damien there.
Morning everybody.
He's going to come out with us and he's looking forward to this as well. Okay, I think we should just get on with it, folks. Let's go and tour an ancient Roman or Iron Age fort, and this is over 2,000 years old. Looking forward to this one, really looking forward to it. So literally just come around a modern gate, and you can see you've got these ditched areas at the side straight away. There is some evidence that the fort itself is further on, straight on. But what's known about this fort, I'll be honest folks, very little. It's called Caesar's Camp. Julius Caesar never stopped here. It was literally called Caesar's Camp solely because it's Roman, and Caesar meaning emperor. So we've got a nice woodland walk, birds singing in the background, and it's very, very peaceful. Now there has been limited excavations done in the area, and some metal clinker slag ore was found, but that was most likely from the medieval or later times, 1600 sort of date. And there was bits of Roman pottery found as well, a few tiny shards, which shows that the Romans was here. We're not too far away from Winkerbank Hill Fort, again Iron Age and Roman, so you just never know what actually went on. Pathway goes that way, path goes down that way, but there's this little natural path. I'm going to take this one to see where it goes. As I say, I've never been here before. But this looks more like a natural sort of route to take. And it's still quite warm. We've had a lot of rain recently, so it's cooled things down. And my mates just literally walked straight into a tree branch. So we've got this little bit here that I've just noticed. We've got this sunken feature just in front of me, another ditch. So I believe that the Roman would be on the other side of that. Let's negotiate and go round through that ditch. Be back with you when I get over there. So just had a bit of a walk around, and we got lost several times. The gentleman told us where to go, but not quite where he said. So another local gentleman told us, directed us to this. It's a bit damaged, but I'll give you what I can give you. So there we go. Ancient woodland, at least 1600, part of a Kimberworth deer park, dating back to the 13th century. So it's medieval, and for the next 4 centuries the wood was carefully managed within the deer park. By the 1650s the deer were gone and the coppice leased to somebody else. A powerful iron master in South Yorkshire, Leonley Copley, mined ironstone in the park and used the coppice. 1714 the wood was bought by the Wentworths of Wentworth Woodhouse and coppiced for the last time in 1726. So when we say coppiced, basically these trees would be cut back, and I'll show you evidence of that later, because you'll see knots on the trees of where they've been shortened, the wood's been taken. But yes, this is Caesar's camp. Goes back, once known as Castle Holmes. The earthwork is regionally important, and it mentions Winkerbank, which I've done a previous tour on. So this is what it would look like. You've got this going through trackway, features inside, and then a defended promontory bit here. I've already gave you what information I can, but just there it says it was built around the Iron Age, 750 BC and 42 AD when the Romans came here into Britain. Consists of a single rampart earthen bank surrounded by a deep external ditch, enclosing a flat area covering 2/3 of an acre, 0.25 hectares. Earthen bank and ditch probably surrounded the enclosed area, but there's no clear entrance. Puzzling lack of a way into the stockade may be due to the 18th century Walks for Beauty, one which cut through the earthwork. Alternative theories suggest that the access closure was a timber bridge. So basically like this, and it would have had a palisade. So when we look into this now, we're seeing a woodland, but 1800 years ago you'd have seen a defended fort, woodland, palisades. So some of the trees would have been cut down for that area, and they continued using the wood, as I say, till 1726. Shall we go and have a look at it? I think we should. What do you say, Damien? Have a look. He says yes as well, so let's go for it.
Definitely.
So I'm going to zoom out a bit, and I'm going to have to use a stick to show the features. So just here we've got a ditch, and then we've got the raised ground just here at the back. This ditch, it comes round this way and up, and it goes down that way. So this is the external part of the fort. Now if you was a Roman and you was actually going to attack this place, this is a perfect place where you'd have a scorpion or a ballistic siege machine, and you fire straight into them tree areas, and that's where your stockade would have been, and attacking the native settlement. So we'll go across and we'll go and have a look. So just there, that's that little platform plateau where I just were. This here is where the wall would have been, a wooden wall, and just at the side, this is where your old walkway would have been. So earthen bank, timbers coming up here, and then a walkway here, and this walkway is the edge of where the fortified settlement would have been. It's also the same area that, whilst this would have been under siege, this area here would have been a natural toilet. So any soldiers on the wall, defenders, you didn't have time to leave the wall. So you would go to the toilet over this side and it would gather along this underneath walkway. Grim, but it would be enough that if you needed spare weaponry, that would be used for that as well. So this is the bit here which really does interest me. Engineering wise, it says there's no evidence of an entrance, but this ditch comes down this way and it goes around through this bit here and it comes down. Just here the ditch continues uphill to where we are, turn around, and it's coming straight into the settlement and down here. So if you was pulling siege machines up or you wanted an escape route, this is the route I think you would have taken. That ditch would have also had water in, it would have deterred people coming across it, and there would have been stakes in there as well to prevent horses coming across as well. And down here we've got the pathway going around, and the wall would have been on the outside, a wooden timber. When I mentioned the coppicing earlier, this tree here, you can see all the knots and the bumps on it. That's the evidence of the coppicing, where they've chopped branches off for the wood to make structures, ships and furniture. Let's have a quick walk around this one, so you can still see the extreme ditch. So there we are again, here's the ditch. It's quite a steep angle, and then it comes up at an angle like that. And as I say, there would have been wooden spikes and things in there. So even before the Romans came here, there would have been defences against neighbouring tribes, and it would have been a well-known site. Your cattle would have been brought into here at night time, and that would stop people taking your cattle, your livestock, your wealth basically, because cattle could be exchanged for spears, swords and other weapons, grain and food. So again here you can see there is no other entrance point from the part that we've just came in at. So I do believe that this area here, all this ditch, would have been flooded and water kept in there on purpose, sewage in there as well, and it would have literally just kept it nice and defended like a moat. A moat being a defended structure with an external bank and water to stop people coming across. Now just here we're still in the fort area. It's quite a big site actually, looking at it. So I'll bring you back on when I see something new. So I've just come in to the ditch from this area up here, and as you can see it's quite a high ditch, and that side's even higher with the base down here and the ditch top right up there. That has to be a good 7-8 metres to the top. So you've got this external ditch down here, and then a small plateau, and then this ditch coming up here as well. Now this area just to the side, this is the lowest shallow point of the site. So anybody that actually lived here, your waste pottery, your animal bones, your waste food, anything from your buckets of your latrines, they'd be tipped down here as well. And this basically became a fertiliser zone, literally in case you needed nutrients in the ground. Now this is an original feature. This is sadly being created by motorbikes, but you can see just how high that feature is with the ditch at the bottom. So likely this ditch here is the ditch that would have had the wooden stakes in, and if you got over that, then you've got to negotiate this hill, and then you've got to have 2 or 3 meters of wooden palisade running around the top to get up that as well. You certainly would not want to do it as a native without armour, and as a Roman you'd be trained, but you wouldn't want to do it. You'd bring your siege machines in, your catapults, your ballistas, your bolt throwers, and you would basically starve the community until they gave up and fight at the last moment. So looking around, you've got this embankment and you've got this dip here. Now that could also have been an area that you would have come in and out of the area. Now we don't know how old this area is, this feature. It could be from the medieval deer park and the Tudors coming down here. You can see there's a very clear break just here in the actual embankment. So we've got that area right over there, which would have gone down to a waste pits area. This is at the back of the fort, so this area here would have maybe been an entrance or an escape, an exit route. And we've got the one right over that way that I showed you at the start. So all this area here, this flat ground, all that flat ground there would be where people lived, where people worked, where animals were skinned for clothing, and maybe in the valley further beyond is where you would have had a bit of iron working going on as well to make your weapons. Swords, spears, arrows, general knives and daggers. But if I come up to the top, you can see just how steep this is. And then you've got a shallow embankment and a slight flat area again. Just imagine yourself out there facing an army looking in, and it comes around here. So not only is there Iron Age and Roman history here, there's medieval, there's going to be Anglo-Saxon, Tudor and Stuarts, and a few Georgians as well. So lots of history, lots of things gone on in this area. There's not been too much excavation, so we don't know too much more than that. So, history done. Let's just enjoy a bit of a walk around, just enjoy nature. And we'll just walk in a full circle back round to the very start where the notice board is there. So, hope you enjoyed this particular adventure and this tour, this mini history lesson from my point of perspective. And so that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And until the very next time, bye from me. And
bye, see ya.
It's see ya from Damien as well. We'll see you again soon, folks, for the next one.
Magnetic North Adventures, where the treasure calls our name. Through the forests and the waters, we'll never be the same. With adventures, discovering our world.